Senator Ray Luján just exploded at Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, and he had every right to. He started with a series of simple questions. Should Americans who evade taxes be prosecuted? Yes. Should people laundering money for Iran, North Korea, or Hamas be prosecuted? Yes. What about Mexican drug cartels? Yes. Insider trading? Yes. Bessent agreed to all of them.
Should a person who traded and profited on insider information be prosecuted?
According to the law, they should.
Then Luján asked the question that made the room go quiet. As a result of President Trump's $10 billion lawsuit, the DOJ created a $1.776 billion slush fund to pay his supporters and criminals. Were you asked to sign it?
Well, congratulations, and you would know that I'm unable to answer those questions, and they should be referred to
Mr. Secretary.
Bessent refused to answer. He said Luján wasn't there for the early part of the meeting. He said he saw him on TV. He referred Luján to Acting Attorney General Blanche. Luján asked if Bessent is Blanche's client. Bessent said the Treasury and IRS are clients of the DOJ. Luján asked if he knew about the addendum. Bessent said he wasn't sure what Luján was referring to. Luján asked if the DOJ gave the president a sweetheart deal without the Treasury Secretary knowing. Bessent said they settle on their behalf. Luján said that is not how the law works.
Are you aware of this addendum? You're telling me DOJ gave the president this without you knowing about it?
Again, they settle on our
All right,
behalf.
well, that's not how the law works, sir. I'm not a lawyer, but you have a bunch of them behind you. You should see the faces they're making at me behind you. They're all scowling at me back over here.
Then Luján dropped the hammer. President Trump's sons signed a deal with World Liberty Financial with people Bessent has sanctioned. And now there is an addendum that says Trump, his kids, and anyone affiliated with him are off scot-free. Luján said, "This is wrong. This is lawless." He said Bessent should apologize to the American people for fleecing them and giving this away to Donald Trump. Bessent said they can agree to disagree. Luján was not done. Let's watch.
Thank you, Senator Luján.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary Bessent, should Americans who illegally evade their taxes be investigated and prosecuted?
Yes.
Secretary Bessent, should people and organizations facilitating money laundering for Iran, North Korea, or Hamas be prosecuted?
Yes.
What about laundering money for Mexican drug cartels?
Yes.
Should a person who traded and profited on insider information be prosecuted?
According to the law, they should.
Appreciate that. Mr. Secretary, as a result of President Trump's $10 billion lawsuit, the Department of Justice, on behalf of your department, settled with President Trump by creating a $1.776 billion slush fund to pay for his supporters and criminals. Were you either directly or through your staff asked to sign the original agreement?
Again, Senator, you were not here at the early part of the meeting.
I saw you on TV.
Well, congratulations, and you would know that I'm unable to answer those questions, and they should be referred to
Mr.
Attorney
Secretary,
General Blanche.
what about the addendum to this agreement? Are you familiar with what the addendum is?
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Are you familiar with this giveaway from the IRS that says President Trump and anyone that knows him or does business with him or part of a business, they get off scot-free? Are you aware of this?
Again, I refer you to Attorney General Blanche.
Are you Attorney General Blanche's client?
The IRS and Treasury are a client of the Department of Justice.
So is that a nice way of saying yes? You're a client. He's your lawyer.
He represents.
You're the secretary. Are you the Secretary of Treasury? Yes is the answer.
The Department of Justice.
Scott Bessent, let me ask you this question, sir. Are you the Secretary?
In my personal capacity, Tom Blanche is not my attorney.
Correct, sir.
Are
you, sir,
for the
Mr.
U.S.
Secretary,
Treasury?
Scott, let me ask it this way. Scott, are you the Secretary of Treasury for the United States government?
Yes.
Appreciate that. The Department of Justice represents the IRS and the Department of Treasury in this lawsuit, correct?
Correct.
Are you aware of this addendum? You're telling me DOJ gave the president this without you knowing about it?
Again, they settle on our
All right,
behalf.
well,
and
that's
I
not how the
cannot
law works,
discuss
sir. I'm not a lawyer, but you have a bunch of them behind you. You should see the faces they're making at me behind you. They're all scowling at me back over here.
Well,
now,
I think that's a different reason, sir.
well, for whatever it is, they're doing it. Mr. Secretary, my concern is that this addendum's not been getting a lot of attention. There's colleagues on this panel that think this slush fund is a bunch of bullshit, and they've called out to say get rid of it. Now, people need to say, are you okay with one person in America, because the Secretary of Treasury, I'm guessing, conferred with the Department of Justice, because you're named on this lawsuit, sir. These are all the transactions from the president as well, that I'm going to ask you this next question as well. You were bragging to one of my colleagues that you've been sanctioning people doing bad things in America. People that get sanctioned, like Iran or terrorists, they're told not to do business in the United States with partners. Is that your understanding, sir, me as a layman?
It is.
You hold these bad people accountable. I congratulate you for that. So this little giveaway to President Trump and his family gets them off scot-free. Does every American become part of this addendum? If someone didn't pay their taxes or violated tax law or did bad things, are they told, can't prosecute you, you're good? Everyone going back to the date of this, or is this only for President Trump and his affiliates?
Senator, do you have specific knowledge that President Trump's being audited?
Sir, I have specific knowledge of this addendum that you don't know a damn thing about. That is for the Department of Treasury, that your lawyer at the Department of Justice signed you up for. The reason I'm asking this question is because President Trump's sons signed a deal, as you know, with World Liberty Financial, with a bunch of folks you sanctioned. And now, as part of this, there's an addendum that says President Trump and his kids and anyone affiliated with him, I don't know if it's current wives, former wives, people that just did transactions with him, they're off scot-free. That, you know, that has a new way, a new ring to it, this thing, scot-free, because the Department of Treasury and the IRS is not going to go after him, sir. This is wrong. This is lawless. I hope our colleagues will look at this addendum. If I could offer this into the record, Mr. Chairman, for those that haven't seen it yet.
Without objection.
Come on, man. There's a better way of doing this, sir. That's all we're saying here. So, look, I appreciate it if you don't want to talk about a lawsuit. That's your prerogative to answer that way. But to say that you as a client, as Secretary of the U.S. Treasury, does not know what the Department of Justice is giving away to people, come on, man. That's just not on the up and up, sir. I hope we can do better.
You don't understand the way the protocol works, and we receive advice and accept their settlement.
You're telling me as the Secretary of U.S. Treasury, you don't know that the President of the United States, who I think you work for, got a sweetheart deal from the Department of Justice, who's your lawyer.
I do know.
You're in line for the presidency, Scott.
I do know that the President of the United States and 400, many of his employees had the largest tax leak in history. And
I know. Here's his filing, sir, of all the insider trading. Right here.
Do you want to apologize on behalf of the American government?
Scott, you should apologize to the American people for fleecing them and giving this away to Donald Trump, man. That's what you should do.
We can agree to disagree.
Senator Warnock.
Thanks.
That we'll agree on.
This hearing is a masterclass in how to use a witness's own words to expose a corrupt deal. Senator Ray Luján came prepared. He asked Bessent a series of simple questions about tax evasion, money laundering, and insider trading. Bessent said yes to all of them. Yes, those people should be prosecuted. Yes, they should be held accountable. Then Luján asked about the Trump settlement, and Bessent's answers changed. The settlement is stunning in its scope. Donald Trump sued his own administration for $10 billion over a tax leak. The leak happened on his watch. A judge was ready to toss the case. Then the DOJ settled. The settlement created a $1.776 billion slush fund. The administration has backed off that fund. The backlash was too intense. But the addendum remains. Luján described the addendum as a giveaway. It says that President Trump and anyone affiliated with him, his kids, his businesses, people who did transactions with him, are off scot-free. The IRS will not go after them. The Treasury Department will not go after them. The DOJ will not go after them. Bessent's defense was not a defense. It was a series of evasions. He said Luján was not at the early part of the meeting. He said he saw him on TV. He said he could not answer. He referred Luján to Attorney General Blanche. Luján asked if Bessent is Blanche's client. Bessent said the IRS and Treasury are clients of the DOJ. That is a distinction without a difference. Blanche represents Bessent's department. Blanche negotiated a deal that benefits Bessent's boss. That is a conflict of interest. Bessent will not admit it. Luján then connected the addendum to another scandal. President Trump's sons signed a deal with World Liberty Financial. World Liberty Financial is affiliated with people Bessent has sanctioned. The same people who are sanctioned for money laundering, for terrorism, for drug cartels. Trump's sons are doing business with them. And now the addendum says that Trump and his affiliates are off scot-free. Luján did not say that Trump's sons broke the law. He said there is a pattern. The administration sanctions bad actors. Then the president's family does business with them. Then the administration gives the president immunity. That is not law enforcement. That is protection. Luján's closing statement was devastating. He said Bessent should apologize to the American people for fleecing them and giving this away to Donald Trump. He said this is lawless. He said it is wrong. He said there is a better way of doing this. Bessent's response was to say they can agree to disagree. That is not an answer. That is a dismissal. Luján was not asking for agreement. He was asking for accountability. The underlying issue here is not about the addendum. It is about the double standard. Every American is subject to audit. Every American can be prosecuted for tax evasion. Every American can be investigated for money laundering, except the Trump family. They have been given a get-out-of-jail-free card. Bessent cannot explain why. He cannot defend it, so he hides behind protocol. He says he receives advice and accepts settlements. He does not say that he asked questions. He does not say that he objected. He does not say that he tried to stop it. He says nothing. Luján did not get the answers he wanted, but he got something important. He got Bessent on the record refusing to explain why the Trump family is above the law. He got the addendum into the congressional record. He got Bessent to admit that he does not know what his own lawyers are doing. That is not competence. That is complicity.